What is going on, y'all? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today's topic, short, sweet, talking about Lost Origin. Lost Origin finally has went out of stock on PokemonCenter.com. Do I think there's going to be more stock of Lost Origin coming onto the website? No, I don't. I honestly would even say that it's possible that the stock that was already on the website maybe came over from the UK. I haven't watched anybody really talk about this as a video yet, but I know that it's out, so I know that this set is pretty much destined to go up in value. There's just going to be a lot of hype. There's going to be a lot of misinformation. There's going to be a lot of people saying that this set is going to go to the moon just because it's out of print. Now, there are so many people out there holding boxes and cases of Lost Origin, and you would expect that they're going to be putting this stuff up for sale. They're going to be trying to cash out. They're going to be trying to cash out on the news that it is out of stock. Now, this could go one of two ways. This could go, the price could jump. We're already seeing cases of Lost Origin sell well above the Pokemon Center price of $143 a box, which puts you at $860 for a case. We're seeing cases on eBay go for $1,000 across the board. That's $160, $140 more right off the bat than Pokemon Center. But then on top of that, we're seeing sales in the 1100 area. I don't even know, but we're probably already seeing sales around 1150, maybe 1200. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying, based on what I've already seen with Fusion Strike, that ship has gone and sailed off. I tried several times to get myself some Fusion Strike boxes and a case last minute. It did not work out for me. That was just one of the sets that I just had a really, really hard time trying to get more boxes or cases of. And it's not a big deal. I think I have 2 or 3 boxes only. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm just happy to have 1 box in my collection and then maybe another one that I'll sell down the road. That is still something that I'll be looking at. I will be watching all of the modern Sword and Shield sets over the next couple of months. I'll be watching for deals. I'll be watching for people putting up cases for auction. Right now is a really hot time for Sword and Shield. Arguably, with all the hype, it's actually a bad time maybe to be buying Sword and Shield, which is very ironic and maybe even hypocritical of me because I've been buying Sword and Shield. But I tend to jump into the hype and FOMO of things. But I'm trying to take a step back right now and just think like, okay, Fusion Strike is leaving, Lost Origin is leaving, Silver Tempest will be next, then probably Battle Styles is my assumption. And of course, Astral Radiance has already left the building. There's not a whole, Crown Zenith, we could see Crown Zenith moving soon. There's not a whole lot of options left, but one thing is for sure that there's a lot of product out there. So I'm confident that right now we might see, some all-time high prices for this stuff because everybody is talking about it. Content creators are making content nonstop in the Pokemon sphere about modern booster boxes and, get in, buy this now. It's taking off. It's headed to the moon. But I'm just here to say that, maybe we're all jumping the gun a little bit quick here. With Sun and Moon, when all those alt arts became really, really popular, it was in that exact moment that everybody was impulse buying them, that prices were all-time highs, and that sellers that just had stuff listed from off the jump were pretty much making the most off of it. The same with the people sitting on boxes that have them listed right now. The people that have had these boxes listed are finally getting a payout, but there's tons of people out there with these boxes and cases in their closets, and they might get into a tight spot financially. The economy might take a turn. We don't know what's going to happen in the grand scheme of things. I've had some friends I've talked about this with and, maybe talk some sense into me that this isn't the end of the chance, the opportunity of getting Sword and Shield boxes. It could be, it very well could be, this could be the last chance to get a lot of these Sword and Shield boxes for a decent price, but I'm confident that patience and being financially ready to pull the trigger if these boxes go down in price is probably the best solution here. To kind of wait. For me, Fusion Strike, I remembered it was just like yesterday. Fusion Strike was $800, $850 a case. Now, there was a sale for Fusion Strike, and I definitely saw this sale happen at $1,500 for the case. Fusion Strike is really headed up there with Evolving Skies at this point, and I'm not really super surprised. I love the box art of Fusion Strike, the colors, and the chase cards in Fusion Strike. I messed up big on not investing more into Fusion Strike, not taking it so seriously. But it is what it is. There's a lot of great alt arts in that set. And honestly, just again, the box art is incredible. It's just, for me, the Gengar VMAX is the big chase in that set. And for me, that card, it's really about the Espeon VMAX in the set. And the Gengar and Espeon together are a very dynamic duo. But for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Gengar, so I really discounted that set. Lost Origin, on the other hand, I've never really even been a big fan of the Giratina, but more and more Giratina is growing on me, and I'm starting to really, really like the design of that Pokemon. And it made me bullish last minute. I have had issues on Pokemon Center. I haven't tried again since. I've been giving it time just to know that I'm not a scalper or something or a bot. But I'm going to try again with Pokemon Center in the near future. I don't even know what I'll try to buy off there. There's now nothing that I really want with Astral, Fusion, Lost Origin, gone. I mean, Brilliant Stars, I guess, would be what I would try to pick up another case of. I think Brilliant Stars is going to do really well, but honestly, Lost Origin definitely takes the cake. I'm not surprised that Lost Origin sold out. The Giratina alone, when that card first came out, and it's getting back to that price now, after, I feel like roughly 2.5, maybe 3 years, it's getting back to that price now of that 350 area. It's around 325, 330. So really cool to see that. But this is a celebration for everybody that got their hands on Lost Origin. I already had one case that I got for super cheap. And so the second case that I got off Pokemon Center was retail, but I was actually averaging up, which really wasn't the best strategy for me. But I did it anyways because I really believed in this set. And I just wanted more boxes of it. Sealed collecting and investing, it's a very weird thing, right? Because, you're thinking about the value and the growth opportunity with this stuff, but at the same time, it is kind of collectible. It kind of feels cool to have these sealed boxes, but I don't know. Time and time again, I'll probably come back to the same behavior where I would still rather collect single cards, vintage grails, modern alt arts, what have you, whatever your shtick is, whatever you like. I would stick with that over than trying to over leverage yourself with booster boxes and sealed investing and sealed products in general. It's just really not my thing, but it's really cool to see it working out. And it's amazing to me, some of the gains that these products are seeing. But granted, gotta have storage space. You've got to have deep pockets to make this work unless you're buying it very early on. And in that case, if you would have bought this stuff right at release, you still would have been waiting like 3 years for it to pan out. And right, a year goes by, you're like, give it time. Okay. 2 years goes by. Okay. Just give it a little bit more time. 3 years goes by. Look, it's moving. And it's like, it's not really that crazy considering the fact that it has been around for a couple of years. We expect product to dry up eventually and for prices to go up. But are there always better plays to be made out there? Absolutely, guys. There are always single cards out there that are ready to move, that have, that have some volatility. A great example, which is kind of irrelevant because I'm not going to sell the card anyways, is the Crystal Zard behind me. Now this card, this Crystal this PSA 10, well, I'm not going to take it out because it's got that Pokeball on top of it. But the Crystal PSA 10 Zard, that has become really, really popular recently, okay? I think it's always been pretty popular, but more recently I'm seeing more and more people going after that card in PSA 10. And it's pretty cool to see because I picked that card up for 10.5. I was looking back in my purchase history and then looking at, I went on 130.com and I was looking at the verified eBay sales, and that card has been selling for $13,000, okay? So if you bought that card and then wanted to flip it pretty much within a month, 2-3 months, you would now be able to sell that Grail card for $2,500 more. Okay, if the market is 13 and I picked it up for 10.5, that's $2,500. That's $2,500 made off of that single play. Now, granted, that would be $10,500 I'd be putting into it. But still, if you look at it percentage-wise, that's a 25% gain on that card pretty much semi-instantly. So now that card's probably priced into where it's priced in now. Probably won't move up for a while, but I don't get it really. But it's a perfect example of there are so many plays to be out there. I'm still selling theme decks. I still buy theme decks at a discount, or I win them in auction and then I pretty much sell them. It might take a month, 2-3 months, but that turnaround for 10, 20, 30%, sometimes more, is still way faster than sitting on sealed products. I just want to reiterate that because I think a lot of people are going to get crazy with sealed products. I am getting a little too crazy with sealed products. Speaking of that, guys, someone asked me, like, when can we see your entire collection? And that's a great video. I've tried to do things like that in the past with my vintage binders and then my theme decks. But I've never really done a video, with my Grail cards. I've never done a video showing everything. Now, how I'm going to do that video, I'm not sure. I'll probably do shorter clips, just going over stuff very briefly so I can fit everything into a video. But I really don't know how to do that kind of video because there's theme decks, there's cases in the garage, there's my Grail cards, which really I would want to put a lot of focus on and spend an entire video just talking about my favorite Grail cards. And then there's my vintage binders, which could literally in some cases take hours to go through and actually accurately, go through and display each of the cards that are my favorite in those sets and everything that I've done so far. Those binders are incomplete, so I have a long way to go with my vintage binder sets. I still think in this day and age, not a lot of people, I feel like there's a lot of people doing binders for modern, but not a lot of people are doing vintage binders in my opinion. Binders are still sick, guys. I think we've gotten really, really into the graded rabbit hole that we're forgetting how dope binders are. But anyways, it would take a long time to go over all of that stuff, but I will try and figure out, this week just to go over stuff again. Maybe I'll do videos on their own talking about certain aspects of my collection. But yeah, that'll be a fun video. Anyways, just wanted to talk about Lost Origin. Real quick, make a short video since I don't do that all that often. 15, 20-minute videos are not very common for me, and I'm trying to get better about that and compressing and keeping things short. Again, the Lost Origin set not only has that Giratina, it also has the Trainer Gallery Pikachus, which look absolutely phenomenal. It also has the Aerodactyl V, which I'm not really that big of a fan of, but still, there are multiple banger alt arts. There are banger trainer galleries. It's a pretty stacked set. So what will come next? It looks like Silver Tempest or Brilliant Stars, which, to be honest, Silver Tempest and Brilliant Stars seem like they're pretty much neck and neck. They seem like sets that are destined to go up in value because that main card is so iconic, regardless of the other chase cards in the set or the trainer galleries in the set, whether you like them or not. Silver Tempest has a alternate art Lugia, and Brilliant Stars has that alternate art Charizard, and they are going to be iconic, and they are starting to move up in price, which means, by default, no matter the pops being super high on those cards, the more those cards get bought, the less of them that are on the market, the more those boxes are going to get bought, the more those boxes are going to go up in value, and they're going to continue to be singles flooding onto the market as these boxes get opened up, whereas the boxes themselves, there will be less and less of them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And I'm sure that any day now, Brilliant Stars is probably going to sell out on Pokémon Center. So that'll be interesting to see. But for now, I'm happy with my 2 cases, and I think maybe an extra box or 2 of Lost Origin. I think I will do well in the long term with these. And I figure in 3 to 4 years, I'll probably sell most of my booster boxes, some of them a little bit sooner just to get some of that liquidity back out. And that'll also be a fun video, just showing you guys all of the booster boxes that I've got in the garage. It's not too crazy. I want to say at this point, it's something around like 200 booster boxes. There are a lot of investors, collectors that don't consider themselves with a big position, and they probably have way more than I do. But that's a lot for me, and it's been a lot to make that happen financially, to be able to sit on all this product. Because part of it is being able to afford these boxes. The other part of it is the, you have to be able to, the market can be irrational longer than you can remain solvent. I say that over and over and over again because people are going to get in situations where they really need the money and they have to sell this stuff. And so they're not going to get what they want out of it. You've got to be able to, and the market can go up and down. It can be impulsive. It can be irrational. But you've got to be able to hold on to this stuff. If you can't hold on to this stuff, it might not pan out the way that you think it's going to. Sealed booster boxes, I would say, are a pretty guaranteed play, but it does have a factor that is not guaranteed, and that is the time that you're going to be able to put aside to sit on this stuff. Life situations, things changing, priorities changing. You've really got to be able to stick it out with these products for it to be able to work in the long term. Anyways, that's all we got for today. We've got some fun stuff coming up this week. On the 4th, we are having a big Pokemon event, trade day, mini convention type deal at my bar, Starlight on 22nd. On May 4th, we are all going to get together, chop it up, talk Pokemon, share our stuff, and just hang out and have a good time. On top of that, we are going to have our live stream Wednesday. I do not have any Pokemon 151 coming up. We'll probably have more of a discussion-based live stream, but we do have this awesome box of Otherverse. What is that? Hidden Void, Otherverse Hidden Void, first edition. They're going to do a print wave, I think, of 2,500 of these Otherverse boxes. I normally don't do stuff like this, but I didn't pay anything for it. They just sent that out for me to kind of review it, open it up, have some fun on the channel. So that's something that I'll save for the Wednesday live, and we'll go over that on Wednesday, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.